Hi everyone, welcome to another Tea With Me Tuesday. I just made my tea. It must be my daughter. I'm pre-taping this, so excuse the same outfit. I took my hair down, trying to make it different. So you're seeing this on Tuesday. But I'm filming my spiritual journey second session. I already filmed that for next Sunday. Oh, that tea is good. I try and do this a lot when Mom goes to bed, and I've got this thing. I was going through my craft stuff, and I've got a bunch of these journals with all kinds of notes in it and all kinds of stuff. So I took out most of the junk that I had in there. So I plan my videos and what I want to cover, and I put them on this paper here. And it's a good reference for me, especially if there's something that jumps out at me, and I just want to chat about it. You know, it also gives me another chance to kind of chat with you guys. I really enjoy this whole back and forth. YouTube is great for that. I was watching Van City Van Life, and you know, he was saying, you know, how sometimes he likes to be alone and all that, but with YouTube he's never alone because he's got such a group following. And I feel the same way, you know. I can share things with you guys and you're honest with me, and 99.9% of the time it's always beautiful stories that you have to tell me, or just thumbs up, just, you know, just being part of my little community of friends, and I love it, and I really do. And I really enjoy it, and I hope that our little talks or ideas that I come up with, the two things that I came up with, I'm going to talk about this first, but it's not the main subject of my day today, because I just wanted to be positive today. Sorry, I'm going to have some more of my tea. I haven't had my supper yet. I made Mom a really big lunch, and then she went to bed early, like about 3:30, 4 o'clock, I guess. And so that's my me time, is after Mom goes to bed. And about every hour I'll go and check to see if she's moved in her bed. Sometimes she'll get up. I have a fan in her room to try and circulate the air, because it can be quite stale. And you know, even though we do laundry and stuff, she does have a laundry hamper, and I find it kind of smells. So I'm thinking of, see if I can't take it out of her room, because if I do that, then she'll not know where to put her dirty clothes. Although she kind of had a funny moment today, because she was taking something back to her bed. Oh, her sweater. We went out today, and it was very hot. As usual, we seem to be going through this hot thing. It's supposed to be like that all week, I believe. But anyway, so we went out, and she always wants to put on like a sweater or boots or heavy shoes or long pants or something. So now I have to help Mom get dressed. So that's one thing. And the other thing is sometimes she forgets where things are. So she was going to put her sweater back that she brought with her. I bring a sweater sometimes with her, or I'll carry it in the stores, because some of them are really cold and she gets cold easily. So while everybody else is going, phew, this feels great, and Mom's saying, oh, I'm cold. Even though she loves the air conditioning in the car, she just says, oh, this feels good, you know. But I don't put it up real high. Anyway, I'm going totally off topic today, but I just wanted to share that little thing. So today she was going to put her sweater in her room. I just said, oh, just put it in your room, Mom. And she couldn't remember where to go. She walked towards... Now, I think she knows where her bedroom is, but I think her memory was, I'm going somewhere, but I don't remember where I'm supposed to go. So she kind of headed to the bathroom and realized, no, that's not where I want to go. Looked in my room, realized that's not where I wanted to go, and then saw her room, and all three of them were kind of together, and then went right in her room, like almost like relief, like, oh yeah, I'm going in here. And I don't know if she remembered why she was going in there. So I went in and helped her hang up her sweater and put it away. Anyway, I'm enjoying my tea. So that's my today mummy story. And I hope I'm not going to bang the mic. It's right beside me here. And you can let me know if things are too loud. People were saying that they couldn't hear me very well, so I have upped the volume on my videos, so I hope that's a positive thing. Speaking of positive things, what a segue. I found a few things that COVID, the whole pandemic, has created that is positive. Can you believe that there is anything positive that could possibly come out of the pandemic? Well, I saw this on a video. One of the girls was talking about it, and I can't remember. I think it was inspired by Nikki, but I'm not positive because I watched quite a few videos. Anyway, so this is, and I visually saw this as she was talking about it. It could have been Daily Connoisseur. No, I think it was inspired by, anyway, I'm going off track. So, positive things or the side effects of the pandemic. Have you noticed that because of the pandemic, we have to wait in line for the next available, say you're at the grocery store or Walmart or whatever, for the next available cashier, or you're waiting in line to cash out, and now you have to take your time so that the cashier has to make sure that the other person's groceries are put away, and then they have to do the whole, if they've used the little ATM thing, not whatever, the, you know, you're buying stuff, the little machine, they got to wipe it off, and then they got to wipe off their what do you call that thing? What do you call that thing? Somebody's knocking, but it's not at my house. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. That you put your groceries on. I knew what it was when I was writing this down. Anyway, and then the next person can come up. And what has happened now is that, one, we're a little bit more patient. Two, out of courtesy, the other person leaves. You give the cashier some time. And now we're talking to the cashier. The cashier is more relaxed. They're not stressed because, oh my gosh, next in line, next in line, next in line. Try and rush them all through, smash their stuff in a bag, and off you go. Now it's taking your time, all, you know, we all have to go through it. And people are more courteous, and people are more patient. And that's something that I noticed. Oh, another message from my daughter. They're gone on vacation this week, so I told her to text me as soon as they get there, because it's a long distance drive and I worry, you know, it's my whole little daughter's family there, and I don't want them to be in any negative situations. So anyway, so online I did a bit of a research, and I want to keep my notes so that I don't miss out on anything, because I know I will. So one of the things that's just a little sideline, but one of the things is that the whole beginning of the pandemic, the whole first, say, 6 months of the pandemic was disrupting the routines that you normally, your fast-paced life and everything else, was so disorienting for some people, to the point where there was anger and fear and hoarding and all of the horrible things, all of those horrible things that we all went through. I went through it. Well, I was hoarding a little bit, but it was scary, and we didn't know, and we trusted our governments to tell us what's going on, or our media, and we just, it was so flip-flop, turned our worlds totally upside down. As we are coming to the end of the pandemic, most of us, oh, I should check that. Just a moment. I've forgotten where I left off. Oh, sorry. I gotta have some more tea. Had a long message. Yeah, so I was going to say, most of us during the COVID didn't know what was going on. There is a phrase I better not use it. It's kind of swearing. But anyway. So, we got depressed. This is going to be only positive stuff, but I just want to kind of preempt it with, ate the wrong foods, kind of gained weight, was lazy, didn't feel like doing anything, blah, blah, blah. Now that the pandemic is kind of winding down, at least we hope it is, there are some issues going on that we need to look into and address. But anyway, so let's forget about all that. Let's look at what is positive that came out of the pandemic. And that was one of them. The whole courtesy thing with customer service. Because you have to wait in line, because you can only be so close, the distancing and all of those things, and the plastic between, the people, the servers and us, and so on and so forth, we've all been a little bit more courteous. So that is one of the things that we noticed. And I love that. I love the fact that nobody's in a hurry to, come on, let's get your groceries through, let's get the next person, blah, 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 I'm almost ready to go home. People are thankful they're actually working. So, that's the positive end of it. They've got a job and they're thankful and courteous, and of course they have to follow guidelines for safety and so on. So that is one thing that we've all noticed, at least I've noticed it. And when she said it, I could actually picture us going through, putting the food on the conveyor belt or whatever that thing's called. So that was one of the positive things. The other thing, the BMJ, the guy's name is Brian Nelson. He wrote, "Skies are bluer, there are fewer car crashes, crime has been falling, other infectious diseases have not been showing up at emergency rooms." So that's sort of some of the things that he noticed. And then it goes on to talk about some negative stuff. I didn't want any of that. I just wanted, we all know doctors and nurses and healthcare workers and home care and all of those people have worked their buns off and are exhausted and deserve a friggin' 10-year holiday, all expenses paid. But anyway, there have been a lot of behavioral changes. Now, yes, during COVID and so on, there was a lot of negativity. There was people losing their jobs, their homes, food. There was a lot of negativity. But let's just talk about the good things. And people are starting to get back to work, and things are looking up. I mean, it has been difficult for small businesses, but have you noticed that delivery service are so much nicer? Every small business, big business, everyone wants to offer special delivery to you because that they need the business and they need to thrive. So all of a sudden now, instead of having to go to the store, look at what they have, wait in line, and so on, you can order online and they will deliver to your home. And that convenience, that is an old-fashioned way of doing business. I remember as a little girl, our milk and bread was both being delivered at home. And, you know, the milkman came and, you know, the bread man, and it was wonderful. And I used to love that. So it's almost the 2021 version of the 1950s or 1940s. So that was another thing that was noticed, the home delivery, and how it's such an asset, especially to a lot of disabled people, a lot of homebound people, elderly people. All of these services that were not within their reach, that was fearful for them to go out, and sometimes they couldn't. So for that, it has brought them a peace of mind. They could have their meds delivered, you know, they can have their groceries delivered, all essential things. And this is wonderful. So these are the things, it's like we're going back to being nice people again. And I love that. I absolutely love it. People are more courteous, you know, there's not so much hatefulness. There's always going to be some, but we're not talking about that. So, research, okay, what did I say? Research showing that 2020 we were all pigging out. Perfect example here. But now, 2021, coming out of, and 2022 will be better, but coming out of, you know, we're halfway through, a little more than halfway through 2021, and people have changed their norm so that they're now, even though we were depressed and lazy and pigging out and not exercising and bored and didn't know what to do with our life and oh my God, and we're all upside down, we are now creating a new norm. So when the kids were driving us nuts and the homeschooling and we didn't know what to do and we were pulling out our hair and everything else, now that things are starting to look up and all of that time, because that was a big adjustment time, it was almost like God was saying, if you believe in God, and I do, it was God's way of saying, world, you're getting this because you need to go back to basics. Just my thoughts. Anyway, because all of us are now family oriented. Before it was the kids are driving you nuts and you couldn't stand it. Now they're creating new family time because working at home, if you're fortunate enough, you're working at home, you can't wait, the day is over. You just want to relax and have that quiet time. And then on the weekends, you want to get away from the house. So you go on family outings because there's no babysitters, or at least there weren't any babysitters. So we had to make do with recreating our family units. And in doing that, you've been more inventive. People have been more inventive in their family life to create some sort of normalcy, that they have created a new family dynamic. And when it comes to family, let's talk about family and extended family and friends. We couldn't go visit. We couldn't have them over. We couldn't go out. They couldn't do all kinds of... Now, with the new norm, we've learned to appreciate our friends and our family, especially our elderly, but our extended families, where we couldn't visit, our grandkids, and all of that is now a renewed appreciation for our family and friends. Friends that used to bug the hell out of us, we can't wait to see and hug and hang out with and talk and have fun, and that's this behavioral changes, these things, the positive out of the pandemic has been a renewed behavioral response to the people around us, and the appreciation of what we had, and how we're creating a new normal. So we're enjoying the family instead of the whole homeschooling stuff. And the whole actually is becoming sort of a feeling of relief that there is now a new normalcy. I'm curious to see how long this is going to last. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about. I did have more written down here, but I don't want this to be too long. Sorry, I'm putting that down very gently so that I won't hit the thing. So isn't this kind of an exciting thing? I mean, I think this is so positive for the human race. I think it is something they were talking about, how they did a study. Actually, that one about the blue skies and the less crime and less car crashes was actually a study done in Australia. So it's an all over the world thing. And I think that we are coming to the realization that life is short, and make the most of it. When you have family and friends that are close to you, love them, appreciate them, and appreciate yourself. Now that everyone is on, because we pigged out, they're now on a health diet where they're eating better, they're making better choices of what to do with their time. There's more reading, there's more quiet time, there's more going out in nature and enjoying family outings, whether it be just a walk around the block or, going to a path, a trail of some sort, bicycling. There's all kinds of things that families are doing now, and I think that's a good thing. And for all of the horrors and sadness and depressing, fearful time that we went through in 2020, which we will all remember for a very, very long time, 2021 has been that transitional year. That transitional year where the pandemic is becoming more under control, hopefully all over the world. I don't know about some countries. I haven't read anything about a lot of countries. Some I do, Britain, France, Australia, and the United States, and so on. But there's a lot of other countries that I don't know how they've actually coped. Some of the Middle Eastern countries, I really don't know how they're doing, and I'm fearful for them. But let's just talk about the positive for today. And the positive is that our transitional 2021 year will hopefully bring us 2022, where we're pandemic free, where we are all healthy, where we have a new normal. And that new normal is a great appreciation for life, for the world, for the land, the people, our friends, and our family. And I just wanted to share that today while I was having my Tea With Me Tuesday. It's just a nice, positive, uplifting thing to think about. We've had the fear, we've had the anger, the scare, all of the whole thing. That's done. Now we're in transition. And in transition, hopefully, we will be healthier, we'll be happier, we'll appreciate those around us a little bit more. And I do appreciate you, and thank you for joining me again for Tea With Me Tuesday. And we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.